Hello everyone, welcome to another Mindset Monday. My name is Janelle Briggs and I'm a mindset and business coach. And today I would love to talk with you about that constant battle that we have in our minds with self-doubt. There is no bigger killer to any amazing idea, any new opportunity, anything really in life that's wanting to move you forward to have a deeper experience and to have more connection with people than self-doubt. We really do hold ourselves back by listening to all of that internal dialogue, don't we? And so I wanted to talk today about what self-doubt is and help you to get to a point where you might be able to explore when you are on that worry-filled loop of self-doubt, how to remove yourself out of that experience to help you move forward and understand it and see it for what it is. If you're watching this video, then I probably don't need to really go into what self-doubt sounds like, but just in case you've never doubted yourself and you're going like, what is she talking about this week? It's saying to yourself things like, I can't, I didn't, I shouldn't, I'm terrible at this, no way, it must be my fault, where we start to doubt ourselves and start to worry about the outcomes because of something we may or may have not done. So self-doubt is made up of two things. On one side, you have our beliefs, which is where we've decided at some point in our life from childhood to now, and we've made a decision to take on someone else's opinion, a generation or a cultural society type opinion or belief, and carry it as if it was our own. On the other side, we have excuses. And what your excuses are is just your fears talking. Fear itself is just part of the ego. The ego is wanting to protect you from something, from having a bad experience, from putting yourself out there to be seen, from doing something that is outside of your comfort zone. Because the ego wants you to stay where you are because it knows and is comfortable where you are. So it's trying to protect you from yourself, from making too many large leaps or bounds, and for you to feel uncomfortable. So the first step is obviously noticing when that internal dialogue and that chatter is starting. The I can't, the I didn't, I shouldn't, I'm terrible, okay? Catching those thoughts and then following the fear is the first step. Reconnecting with yourself, taking a moment, sitting with your journal or taking some time to reflect in meditation, and literally, what am I afraid of? What is this thought about? Why am I so afraid? Catching it and naming it and almost shaming it for what it actually is. The second step is, okay, what am I trying to protect myself from? What is this thing that I'm so scared of? What am I trying to protect myself from? Is it that I'm fearful of criticism? Is it that I'm fearful of someone thinking bad of me or thinking less of me? Is it because I am so concerned with how someone else views me that I don't want to show up and do something that is out of the norm, and that is what I'm fearful of? These doubts that we have ourselves are fueled by stories that the ego is telling us. And it relives these stories in many, many different ways. And also that comfortable part of the story that we like to hear, it's almost like, it's okay, you don't have to do this, it's not your fault, it's so-and-so's fault. If she had have done this or if he had have done that, then I would have been okay. It is really just blame in sheep's clothing, basically. And blame, when we start to get on that loop of blame, it's really just us living in a place that I call victimhood. And in no element in our life is playing victim going to be able to help us to step into our personal power. So when the blame starts to roll in, ask yourself, what is my part in this? Because I could sit there till the cows come home and actually just say that everything that happens in my life, I'm at effect of everyone else and everyone else's response. But in every situation that we find ourselves in, 99% of the time, you will have had to play some part in it. And when we live in blame, we are unable to step into our power, like I said before. Now, I know this is going to take practice because it's taken me a long time to be able to first even be able to be aware of my thoughts, to catch them, and then have a question time, a Q&A session with myself to find out where my fear is coming from, where the doubt is coming from, whether it's a story that I'm telling myself, whether it's belief that stems from someone else's opinion or judgment of me. But honestly, when you can calm that battle that's going on with your self-doubt, you actually win the day. So to win the day, you've got to face the fear, follow the fear, understand where it's coming from, recognize it, unpack it, and then see the stories for what they are and find your part in whatever the story is that you're being told. Okay, and the last thing that I want to share with you is that there is no bigger killjoy to your mindset than waking up, rolling over, grabbing your phone, and scrolling through social media. It is so detrimental and it fuels the excuses, it fuels the limiting beliefs that you may have about yourself. My biggest tip that I can give you is to wake up with intention about how you want to fill your mind in the morning, to almost like safeguard your mindset before picking up your phone and heading onto social media. The reason why I find this about social media is that it is all about comparison and judgment, the two biggest separators to joy and love and connection. So this week, I would love to urge you to be intentional with your morning, and that means creating a rock solid morning routine. Now, if you've been following me for a little while, you know that I have a routine that I use every single day. I meditate, I journal, and I do a yoga flow. That 100% sets me up to have the best possible day. When one of those elements is out, I'm not living my truth and showing up to be the best version of me. Because those little self-doubts can start to creep in, or those little comparisons, or those little judgments can start to creep in. So be intentional with your time this week. Think about how you can create a morning routine that works for you. Whether it's feeding your mind with good stuff, feeding your body with good stuff, or just not clicking on social media until you're fully awake at like 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning. And also just being intentional about when and what you're watching on social media as well, and see how that feels this week. So if you have any questions about anything that I shared in this video, please drop a comment below. I would love to be able to connect with you and help you through anything that you're going through at the moment. I have coaching packages, I have a journal if you're interested in wanting to know how to create a new morning routine. You can click the link in my bio to find out more information. If you know someone who needs to hear this message, please share this video. I'm all about helping women to show up and be the best versions of themselves and learn how to thrive every single day. I wish you all the best. Have a wonderful week, and I'll talk to you soon.